All right, so this next video is going to talk about changes having to do with consumption in America. Now, consumption doesn't just mean something you eat, it means things that are being purchased for use, okay? So in the 1920s, you had mass consumption, meaning there was lots and lots and lots of purchasing going on. This was due in part to advertising techniques and also because businesses were offering consumers the possibility of buying based on credit. Now, credit means that you will buy it now, you take it home, but then you pay later. The buyer during this time usually paid like a small down payment and then made the rest in installment plans, which is a small amount being paid every month, and that included interest. Okay, so because of installment plans, people were able to buy more expensive stuff like cars, refrigerators, washing machines, vacuum cleaners, furniture, stuff like that, that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to buy outright. Like they wouldn't have had the money to buy it right then and there, but thanks to credit, they were able to buy it and pay later. Okay, so this leads to huge amounts of people buying lots of different stuff that combined with advertisements. Okay, so basically this credit thing led to almost 75% of all automobiles that were being purchased during this time were bought on credit. Okay, phonographs, which is the little machine that they use to listen to music, 89% of them were bought on installment plans. 85% of furniture was bought on installment plans. 75% of washing machines were bought on installment plans. So it was huge. Okay. So thanks in part to all of this new purchasing power that people in the United States had due to, higher wages, more leisure time, credit, all that kind of stuff, you had now what is known as speculation happening. Okay, what is speculation? Speculation means buying an item, the purchase of an item, not for you to use it yourself, but you buy it and you hope that later on you'll be able to sell it for a higher price and you'll be able to make a profit. Okay, so if all of these people are buying all of these things, right here you see Lucky Strike, you see Ford Company, if these businesses are selling and selling and selling, well then you're thinking, oh wow, they're making a lot of profits. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy stocks, which is you giving money to a company, and the better the company does, the more money you will get in return. Okay, so like let's say I wanted to start a raspa store and I said I need $100 from everybody, okay, and I need $1,000 to get the business started, but then that year I make $10,000. Well, now all of you will also see some of that profit back. Now let's say you lent me $100, but now because I made so much money, you're going to get $500 back or whatever. If the business does well, then people do well who initially invested or continue to invest in that company. So because of the business is doing so well, these stocks, the prices went higher. Like now, if you want to buy into my raspa company, now that I've done well, it's not going to be $100. It's going to be $1,000 or whatever it may be. Okay, so stock prices are getting higher because businesses are so successful. Now, uneven prosperity. And so even though people were doing really well, they were seeing tons of money back in their stocks because people were buying and buying and buying. Actually, not everybody was seeing that prosperity. Only the top 0.1% was really, and think about how small a number that is. These people had the combined income that was equal to the bottom 42% of Americans. Okay, so you really, really had a huge wealth gap during this time. Farmers were also facing lower incomes because with the improved technology, they had overproduction. And you know that when you have too much supply, not enough demand, then your prices go down, and farmers in turn face those lower incomes. Railroads, they faced competition from cars, and also minorities were being discriminated against in the workplace. Okay, so not all was as wonderful as it may have seemed in the Roaring 20s. That's the end of this video, and make sure that you are keeping on top of these videos